Good morning, everyone. My name is Donnell Johns, and we are here for another episode of 1 Million Cups. If you can do me a favor, for those of you that have a phone, open your phone up. Please download the 1 Million Cups app. When you download the 1 Million Cups app, we need you to check in. If you check in, it gives us credit for you being here. Even though we see you on the Zoom and that counts you, but the app is where they really tells the number, and it allows us to get pretty cool stuff like t-shirts. Let me show you this cool t-shirt that we get, like that 1 Million Cup Superman shirt, coffee mugs and those of the like. And so if you can, please download that app and check into the app. 1 Million Cups is a mastermind group for entrepreneurs. It is the best networking and mastermind group that I've ever seen. That's why we started this one here, is to support our individuals in this community. Our mission at 1 Million Cups is to lower the barrier of access to education, resources, and connection for all types of new and aspiring entrepreneurs throughout the United States. And we're able to do that on Zoom today. Our key pillars: presentations, not pitches, authentic connections. I know that's kind of hard to do on Zoom, but I ask you to connect with someone here, 1 to 2 people, and get to know them after this presentation. And it's a community. It's run for the community and by the community. All of our people here are volunteers. I would love to get paid for this. If anybody wants to cut me a check, I can give you my Cash App information after this. Our culture. This is very important. This is a safe and supportive environment. We're here to support our presenter today, make sure that our presenter feels comfortable. 1 Million Cups is co-owned by all who show up and support. So this is your community. We're about radical and intentional. What happened?
Good, keep going. I'm just switching slides for 1 sec.
Okay. So we're here to support our presenter today. We're about uplifting our presenter and making sure that our presenter feels comfortable telling their story and answering any issue, opportunity, or challenge that may arise. Next slide. Okay, there's several ways that you can join our community. One, right now we're Facebook Live. 2, through our Zoom chat. Also, when we post stuff online, please share it. This community is very supportive, and we would love to help out as many entrepreneurs as possible. So whenever you see anything posted by 1 Million Cups, please put it out there. And then we also put out emails. If you want to follow us, go to 1millioncups.com/Fairfax, and then follow us on social media at 1MC Fairfax on all platforms. We're going to introduce our organizer. I'll start off by introducing myself. My name is Donnell Johns. I'm the founder and CEO of Veterans Grow Virginia.
I'm Jen Dalton, a personal brand strategist at Brand Mirror.
Myosha. I think Myosha's here.
I'm Myosha, and I have a school. Man, what's the name of Myosha school? It just.
The T Center.
Yes, the T Center. Yes, I forgot my school, but I am Myosha Mendez of the T Center.
Hi, I'm John. You're with Office Evolution.
Morning, everybody. I'm Melinda Sigel, the Sales and Marketing Connection.
Morning, everybody. Rosemary Savino with Gravitate. Good to see you all today.
And then John Rutenberg and Renetta couldn't make it today, but they are also great contributing members. We couldn't do this without our ambassadors. If our ambassadors could please introduce yourself.
I think John Foster, if you want to chime in.
I am. Yes, thank you. Yeah, I just had to hit the speak button. Yeah, I'm John Foster. I'm with Green Fair Health and Wellness, and love this group.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Sarah Condi. I'm with MBO Partners and love to be here and see all of your faces. And I'm excited for the presentation today. Good morning.
And we also have our coffee sponsors. Coffee is brought to you today by these two individuals. Unfortunately, you have to go to your kitchen to get it. They were supposed to send a delivery. If you didn't get it, please wait for it. I'll pass the mic over to Office Evolution, our space sponsor.
Thanks, Danielle. Yeah, so good morning, everyone. It's great to see everyone's smiling faces. I'm John Yu. We're a co-working space located right here in Tyson's Corner. As you can see in the pictures, we provide fully furnished private office as well as a flexible office space options for small business owners. We love partnering with 1MillionCups. That's how we get involved in business communities to support and make our small businesses thrive in local area. Thank you.
CCC Solutions by John Rutenberg. Not able to join us today, but amazing company focused on helping you on the business development front, keeping up with your follow-up, making sure you're able to stay in contact with your prospects and your clients. So reach out to him for a consult to learn more.
It would help if I take the microphone off mute. So this is a virtual meeting. I'm sure everyone is used to being on a virtual meeting by now. To ask questions, what we would like you to do is use the wave icon in the reactions. And then once the moderator calls your name, please take your microphone off mute and ask your question. Once you finish asking your question, please put your microphone back on mute. Please keep your questions to 1 to 2 very quick questions, and we'll go from there. Without further ado, we have Mr. James Anderson, all the way from Colorado. I know he drove here this morning through the mountains and all kind of cool stuff. But Mr. James Anderson from SmartMov, the floor is yours, sir.
All right, thank you very much. I'm going to try to share my screen now. Let me know once I'm up and running with everybody. And it looks like
Perfect.
pictures just took over the screen. So I don't know if you guys see that or not.
We see your SmartMov slide. You're ready to go.
Okay, perfect. All right. So I'm going to start out just kind of talking about my history here. So from a young age, I was delivering newspapers and always managed to have money to spend. Yet when I hit high school, I had a car loan. My parents and I took out loans for my college education like numerous folks. And I even took out a lease on a Jeep Wrangler in the midst of college. After college, the cycle continued, but I knew better. I actually had a degree in finance with a minor in economics. I could talk the talk, yet I was still doing what most everyone was doing, spending my money. And I was embarrassed to admit to close friends and family that I was only breaking even after all my monthly payments. Where was my money going? I started to track my everyday savings, moving the money I saved to savings accounts and against my debts. Where the money I was saving was going didn't matter as much as the shift in my mentality. By becoming intentional with spending less, I was more aware of what little things I was spending money on. By tracking, I saw how much I could save and still live my life. It was small things. I stopped buying a drink with my meals at lunch, didn't order that second beer with dinner. I started to want to see what else I could cut out, and I wanted to eat yesterday. I wanted to find new ways to save. I was now intentionally broke. I started to read blogs and articles about being frugal and personal finance. I had intentionally created a habit loop for my savings and investing. My cues remained the same, but now my spending routine had changed to save first mentality. My rewards grew to include the satisfaction of competing against myself to find new ways to save and invest more. By saving for my insurance deductible, I could increase my deductible, which then gave me a discount. By saving for my annual insurance premiums, I'd get a discount. These small changes grew my savings and created a multiplying flywheel effect and spread to other parts of my life. This habit enabled my family to say yes to amazing opportunities, moving to Colorado, for instance, and one such offer as quitting my job and then starting this business. We see a very large problem right now with savings. Millennials and Gen Z make up over 138.7 million people, and there are over 72 million people in these groups with no savings for retirement. Nearly 87.4 million of these people report living paycheck to paycheck. And studies show on average they spend over $450 per month on non-essential purchases. That's over $5,000 annually. The current solutions don't address the fundamental issue. Most people spend more than they earn. Our solution brings together social media and savings. Why? Because studies show that we like to talk about ourselves. We get a rush from sharing. The same parts of our brains that light up when we eat, light up when we talk about ourselves, even on social media. Our platform allows users to share those wins, and by sharing, fosters an environment that exposes new ways to save. Our users actually see what is possible to save. Instead of seeing an ad that says save 15% in 15 minutes, they see KC barbecue lover saved $500 by switching to insurance providers. We created a social savings app that allows users to track and move their money as they save it and share the creative ways they are saving, all in one place. Users begin by creating a goal. Then they are able to scroll through and see how others are saving and get inspiration. And when the moment is right, they can post themselves, and the app will automatically move their money to their savings account of their choice. The market is ready for a new solution. There are countless social media influencers across various platforms, all talking about their personal finance journeys. Dave Ramsey has over 16 million listeners tuning into his broadcast weekly. Stash and Acorns has over 9 million users. Digit claims that since inception, users have saved over 1 billion on its platform while still charging a subscription fee every month and offering no interest on their savings. Personal finance is crowded though. Solutions include rounding up your daily purchases to the nearest dollar, budgeting solutions, savings, investing, and bloggers. However, there isn't anything out there that we've found that makes saving fun and is habit forming. Budgeting alone won't save you money if you don't have a savings bucket. Rounding up your purchases might save you $11 a month, but requires you to spend your money. Research shows that Americans could save well over $2,000 per year by just identifying some savings opportunities. For example, 73% of homeowners don't shop around for homeowners insurance. I saved over $500 just by calling and getting a second opinion when I bought my house recently. Our current business plan consists of 4 pillars. We will advertise within our news feed between the user's posts. We will offer a version with no ads if they opt to paying a monthly subscription to eliminate the advertisements. And in addition to our advertising, we'll offer sponsored savings challenges. This is really exciting in that user gets a special promotion from the company for completing the challenge. They get the savings from SmartMov that are required to complete the challenge, and they also get the support of the community. And of course, they get the sponsored coupon or challenge trophy. Our third pillar is affiliate marketing. We will offer specific companies to our members. And finally, the fourth pillar is our powered by SmartMove strategy. We will offer companies the opportunity to brand the SmartMove platform as their own, so white labeling, to offer their clients a very valuable tool and build their sales funnel. As we continue to test our business model, which we're doing right now, we plan to continue to reach out to financial coaches and counselors. SmartMove is a tool they are able to utilize to help their clients move money automatically between their accounts, and they can act as our Sherpas to help educate users in the use of the platform. When the time comes, we'll begin to reach out directly to financial bloggers and influencers for our advertising. This strategy was utilized by a company that recently exited. The company had seen very modest growth to no growth by paying for advertising on Instagram and Facebook. But when they were mentioned by just one blogger, their trajectory completely changed. You can contact us via our website. That is notamisprint.co. You can directly email me and I'll try to respond as fast as possible at james@smartmove.co. I have a partner in this business who's amazing, Austin at smartmove.co. He's our CTO. You can follow us on Instagram and get some financial wisdom and nuggets. And on Facebook, it's just kind of one and the same. And if you guys want, you can kind of sign up for a list and try to check us out by scanning the QR code. And finally, our challenge questions. I think I kind of missed this, but are you able to introduce us to possible users that fit the profile of a financial coach, counselor, blogger, or influencer? We're looking for someone that has like advertising and marketing chops. If you visit our website, I think I told Jen yesterday, it's very focused on what we can do, but not necessarily what it'll do for folks. So it won't do things like people won't go, oh, I can save for a vacation. They'll see, oh, it moves money from one place to another. So it misses that nice familiar feel to it. And would you or someone you know want to be a beta user? So we popped up the QR code, but if you want to test this out and then give us feedback, it would be amazing. We've already received some great feedback, but the more people that can help us so we can build our next version better and brighter so people enjoy it, the better. With that, I'll give it back to the room.
So James, I'm going to pop up the challenge question slide with the QR code. And after we talked last night, I reframed it just a little bit to really be about the value proposition. So, just like you said, the messaging and making sure it resonates with clients. So hopefully you all can see the challenge question slide now that I'm sharing. And again, I've kept the QR code in case you do want to sign up, but I think this is really around how do we make sure that everybody in the room understands the product and the app, the solution, and then what messaging might resonate, and how do we help James think about who to get in front of to spread the word and continue to beta test and get ready to launch.
Yep, that is.
So Melinda, I'm gonna hand it over to you as our moderator.
Great presentation, James. Really like what you've done. It's a really focused market because when you learn to save, it really is your path for the rest of your life that you'll be able to afford the things you really want to do. So I commend you for what you're doing. Just to go over the process again, if you've got a question, please raise your hand. You can hit the reaction button and then the raise hand. You can raise your hand like this, or you can send me a message in chat. Since there are no questions right now, I just want to, I noticed your mascot. Was there any reason for you creating the mascot? Is that part of very friendly mascot? You didn't say anything about it, and I'm sure that's part of your marketing. So why don't you just talk about it briefly, and then I'll go to Rosemary.
I told Jen the kind of a longer version of it, but because cows give you that perpetual giving of milk, we kind of went with the cow. We actually did have a pig at one point for the savings piggy, but the cow is what we're trying to do. You nailed it. We're trying to change your lifestyle and give you back your life so that now you have your financial independence.
You might find more cow stuff in Chicago. That was their mascot for a while.
Really?
Go ahead, Rosemary.
Hey, James. Great idea. Great presentation. Thank you for sharing your business with us. In response to your challenge questions, since you are now out in Colorado, one really good place to look for both beta testers and someone who might be able to help you with marketing and messaging is actually the local university or colleges. A lot of them have entrepreneur clubs or business clubs or other, some of them actually have startup incubators and angel groups. And since your target is getting younger people in an early habit of saving and creating that virtuous cycle in their lives, starting with the kind of college university crew might be a good place for you to go. So I'll put that in chat for you, but I would suggest that if you're whatever schools you're near, that you might start with their clubs, and then they may have, like I said, angel groups or accelerators.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we have CSU just down the road. So, and then of course, CU Boulder is about an hour away. So
Next, we have Deb, and then we have, how do you say it again? Havila. Thank you. I just want the syllable on the right place. Thanks.
I think Havila was before me, so why don't you go ahead?
Oh, okay.
All I was gonna say somewhat what she just said too about going to the universities. The other part of the universities to look at is their marketing department. Most of their marketing, particularly if they have master's degrees in marketing and branding or advertising, they all have to do final projects that are real life projects, like real world projects. And so that's a good way to get some marketing, branding, and advertising for free, because these people have to do it for their projects and you get it for free as the business. The other thing I would suggest in that space, being a coach myself, I spend a lot of time in the coaching space with other coaches. If you want to connect with financial coaches, start connecting with coaches in general. They have lots of Facebook groups. There's lots of, coaching opportunities. They're a great pool to tap into. Most financial coaches, though, are working with millennials. I mean, not millennials, with Gen Xers and above, because we're the ones we've been making money for a while. We're realize we're up to our eyeballs in debt still, and we're in our 40s or whatever. So that's where your financial coaches are. So finding a way to market to that group as well is really big, because those of us in our 40s and fastly approaching our 50s are going, holy crap, I thought I was going to have another 10 years to do this. I thought I was going to have another 20 years to do this. So possibly creating a module or attracting that. They have the money, they have a bit more of the discipline, and they are the ones connected to those financial coaches. Also, your entire retirement communities, like everybody who sells a retirement investment, all the financial planners, they call them financial planners. Tap into the financial planners, and if you can find a way to link your app to people's retirement account so that they can make those direct deposits into their retirement account, you will get financial planners behind you big time. Most of them sell insurance and financial products and things like that. But if they can siphon money directly for people, that would be a really big market to go after too. And if you want a brand coach, I have two that are awesome.
thank you.
Go ahead, Deb.
Great, thank you. I have maybe two ideas. I'm gonna go with the first one. I don't know if this will work for you, but there are, people who help you save in other ways. So there's a guy called the points guy. So if you use credit cards, for example, you get lots of points. And what they try to do is show you how to efficiently use your points. So in other words, you might be saving your points to go on a vacation. So some kind of a relationship with one of those type of bloggers might be beneficial to you. The second thing I would suggest is TikTok. TikTok can make or break you. And it's really easy, from what I understand, to put up a TikTok video, and you can try to get it to a particular target audience or a group of folks, and they're very short, they're very quick, and you can make some really strong points and just get that out there. So 2 ideas.
Thank you.
Sure.
Actually, I have a suggestion as well while you're looking at universities and colleges, fraternities and sororities. And you can get to them either directly by each chapter, but the easiest way might be going through Panhellenic and Interfraternity Council. And then for Black fraternities, it's the Pan, P-A-N, and then capital H for Pan-Hellenic. And you would be able to get to all of the fraternities and sororities. And the advantage to doing that is they could actually maybe even do some things on the local level and on the fraternity sorority level on a national basis, as well as the savings, because they could incentivize their members to save, and then some of the savings, maybe a percent of it might go to the national fraternity, the national sorority, but the majority of it goes into their savings for the future. So there may be some ways that you can really make that work.
Yeah, maybe the white labeling with them, perhaps.
Yes,
even?
exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking, the white labeling. I guess I've got Sarah, and then Deb, do you have another question? Or did I not put you? Oh, okay. Great. Sarah, you're up.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. Good morning, James. I have a few questions, then potentially ideas to just to help me to understand. So this is an app that, like, as a user, you're kind of using social media and like the triggers that we get from instant, like that instant kind of lizard brain, right? You're using that to incentivize people reactively to want to just quickly save, and like giving them that serotonin hit by doing that. And so that's like what the user gets out of it. It's kind of like a fun, you're like using like gamification into savings somewhat, right? And kind of resonating with the younger community. So is that right?
Yeah, that's one part of it. Yep.
Okay. And then the app allows me to then connect my financial savings accounts. It can be a retirement account. It can be just a high yield savings account, anything like that. And then I can just kind of flick it into where I want to save. Is that correct?
I wish we could flick it. Our MVP just allows you to connect them together though. But so yeah, if you have various checking or savings accounts, you can connect them to any institution.
Okay.
But I like the idea of flicking, but
Oh yeah, kind of like dating, right? Like those dating apps. That's what I was thinking about it. So maybe someday. The reason, are you familiar with, I'm sure you are much more than me, but I've been seeing a big move in like fintech with these like neo-banking firms that are not like, there's no official bank, right? They're the ones that have the bank, and then they're using a credit card to get fees. And they don't have to split the fees with the bank. It may be good as you go out to think about how you guys might have a revenue stream if you partner with some kind of bank to get a credit card, and to help people to save and use that based on the transactions. A company that I've been watching is called Lily. I'll put it in the app below. They target gig economy folks who are mixing their personal and business, like 1099s, entrepreneurs, things like that. So I think saving is particularly difficult for those folks, because not only do they have to save for retirement, they also have to save for self-employment tax, right? And quarterlies and things like that. And they're just a huge growing part of the market in, Gen Z. So I think targeting on folks who also not just need to save, but also are kind of entrepreneurial in nature and are running their own things, those who are independent, and going into some of those communities might be really helpful.
that's very insightful. Thank you.
Jen, I know you always have questions. Why don't you jump in?
I never have answers, just lots of questions. So a couple of thoughts for your website. When I look at the branding and messaging, the way to think about it, to your point, is there's a functional messaging that tactically this is what our app does. Then there's a value add. And so some of the pieces about the app that you and I discussed as we were preparing for the talk is around gamification, as Sarah said, as well as crowdsourcing ideas. So how is everybody else saving, to give you insight and help make everyone smarter at the same time. You also mentioned sort of future iterations around being able to invite people that you're close to and do sort of challenges. So can you speak to that a little bit? Because I think, finances and saving and things, it's very personal. So if you could speak to how do you see the next iteration and what the future looks like with the app, that would be awesome.
So yeah, we kind of talked about yesterday, just evening, kind of coming together and creating tribes within the group. So that way you're able to kind of have your smaller groups that are all reaching for it. Or the example that I used last night is maybe like going to the Dominican Republic. So a group of friends are all planning on going on a trip on April 2022. They get together and then they're in their small, Dominican or bust group, and they're all showing their different savings things. Another thing that you would be able to do with these tribes would also be being part of a financial coach network where they would actually run it, but have all their different people in the area so that they would be giving them various challenges throughout the week or the month so that people could hit that. And I briefly touched on the challenges, but I'm really excited about the brew challenge, where basically you'll brew at home, you'll post about brewing your coffee at home, having a good cup of coffee at home, and then a sponsor of ours will actually, if you sign up, you get a coupon in the mail to have a really single origin coffee that comes right to your door. And you get this amazing non-burnt coffee that is by far way better than anything you can buy at the store.
One other thought would be to create an advisory board and just start to build a community of people who can give you feedback real time. And it could be great to have students on there, wealth managers, coaches, but just something we talked about yesterday as well. But I wanted to share, because you're going through MVP and you're designing it and getting ready to really push it out, now's a good time to do a flash board or an advisory board.
I'm going to mention a couple of things and then go to Rosemarie. I wrote down a few things. One was junior colleges or trade schools, like folks that are going to the CIA school to become a chef. There may be things that you can reach out to some of those types of organizations, especially in the food service area where they don't make as much money. And then that gave me the thought of my husband's company matches and his money gets taken out each paycheck and goes into a fund. How do you get yourself in something like that where a company might be matching it? So I'm now working for ABC company and I'm taking some of the money out each month, but doing it as a way through your company might be a really great way, because then all of a sudden you've got a corporate division, so you can find corporations that are going to affiliate with you to be part of what you're doing in savings. Just a couple of ideas to throw out.
You nailed it. There's research right now that so that group that I'm kind of targeting is actually asking their employers to help them set up the emergency funds. Wow, yeah. Bam.
Let's talk later. Rosemarie, please.
Hey, James, I was looking at your website, looking at your challenge questions, and I remember what you said a little bit earlier about needing some help with the messaging. One thing that you could do is think about who your direct competitors are when you bring your idea up to people and they say, oh, is it like A, B, and C? You could do two things. One, you could come up with a response where the whatever of whatever, right? So, for example, we're the lift of, social savings or something like that. And the other thing is to go to those competitive websites, see what their key messages are, and then Google those phrases and see what comes up. And that will give you a really good idea of what messages are resonating with people who are looking to achieve the kind of capability that you're bringing to the market. Because the one thing I notice about your website, there's a lot of really good information about the company name. But to your point earlier, there's no story about either why. You told a great story in the beginning of this presentation. Your story, I don't see it on your website. Like the story of why you're doing this. And what you want to do is people who are looking for help, you want to drive them to your website, And then you want them to understand what kind of help you bring them. And so the first part is, what are people looking for when they might come to your website? So that's the, go to your competitors' websites and then go back, and it's sort of like a back translation. Then go to Google or Bing, if you happen to use that, I don't know. And then see what AdWords they're buying. And then come back to your website and see where you can start minimally, insert your story. And then when you can find some marketing help or work through the messaging a little deeper, or find a digital agency that can help you, then you can go from there. But those are some steps you can do just from the beginning.
Next, we've got Devin, and then we've got Sarah.
Hello, James. Good morning. I just said my question was, I wrote it down. It's kind of almost already forgot. So the app is in the MVP stage. Is it just the MVP, or is it in beta stage? Which exact stage is it in right now?
It's between MVP and beta. So we, in fact, have the working version. So it moves your money from A to B. We have all the security set up. We're actually in process. We just actually got a grant from the state of Nebraska to build our next version that will be native. So instead of the PWA, which is the progressive web app, which you use on your browser, you'll actually be able to download directly out of Apple and Android.
Wait, so right now, what is it? So it's not an iOS app right now.
Correct. Right now, it works through your browser, so you can. It's actually formatted for your phone. It's actually really nice looking on your phone, but it is running through your browser.
Okay, so I guess my next question is, because I think with fintech apps, the trust is high. So it's a high bar to climb over. Is there anything? Is there any benefits else that I could go to your app that without plugging in my bank info? Like, is there anything else I could do to, help me along my journey if I have those anxiety about plugging in my banking info?
So yeah, you can technically go through and skip signing up with your bank information, see what people are posting. And then one of the things that I didn't even talk about, but we have an algorithm that we're going and scraping 5,000 plus banks in the United States, showing you the best paying savings accounts. So unlike the nerd wallets, unlike any of those others, we're not getting paid for them. We're just dropping and showing you the best ones. And you'll find ones that are paying 5, 6, 7%. I actually found one in Minnesota that pays 10%. I kid you not. So yeah, you could actually find those savings accounts and either on your own go and do further research on them, or right through us go to them. So yes, you can do it. You just can't post at the time. So you would definitely be able to do it. We're a little wonky. You just be able to skip around and you'd still get there though.
Okay.
Next, we have Sarah.
Hi, James. I was just talking to, MBO acquired a crowdsourcing platform called MindSumo. So just so you know, it's the company that I work at. I was just talking to the founder because it started at Stanford. They work with college students primarily. That's how they started. Now they have a community of over 700,000 folks who do challenges. So you put out a challenge for testing. They do a lot of financial banking apps, lots of user testing beta ideas. And I think that might be an efficient way for you to get into the college and younger community. And I can talk to you offline about pricing. He said he'd be willing to do some pilot pricing with you since you're a small business. So I talked to him about that. So if you're interested, let me know. But if you want to check it out, I'll put it in there. It's called MindSumo. And I'd love to be able to help you connect with that team if it'll be useful.
That'd be great.
I wrote down one more thing, which was credit unions, because I remembered back when one of my first jobs was with Timex, and I was starting to want to save money, and I wanted to buy things, and I joined their credit union. So I was just thinking maybe putting some kind of alliance together with different credit unions might be really useful too, because you have a program to teach people to save.
Yes, we are huge proponents of credit unions. Most of those high yields that I was talking about are credit unions. So if anybody knows like how to work with their co-op, that would be awesome. That's one place we're trying to land for sure.
Terrific.
So James, Georgetown has a student-run bank credit union, so I'm happy to help connect you with that organization. The other thing I would look at is there's some great articles on top financial advisors for millennials, and I put one in chat, Douglas Bonaparte, and he's totally spot on in the millennial market. So it could be some of those groups where you could reach out to either be a contributing blogger, or you could look to them potentially for some beta testers or just collaborative efforts. So something to think about as well. How many beta users are you trying to get to by the end of the year?
So by the end of the year, we'd like to have about 100. We'd be overjoyed if we got a little bit above that, but we're sitting at right now we have about 25 or so testing. But we are like, you know, as we're testing, we are finding things that like our initial users found, you know, goofy things like last night, Jen ran into one of our biggest problems right now is our 2FA, two-factor authenticator that not everybody's comfortable using. So we're completely switching and using a different one.
One more quick question and then Rosemary, have you thought about doing a TED Talk or getting in front of big groups? Because if you did the TED Talk, you could then use that to promote yourself, and that would probably get you other opportunities to speak in front of groups. Going back to fraternities and sororities, a lot of them have annual events where they have a convention. You could be the keynote speaker or one of the keynote speakers, and that would get you in front of a lot of your audience. Maybe even college graduations, being one of, you know, a speaker at different universities. Rosemary, go ahead.
Hey, James. I'm going to be channeling a little bit of Lisa Shapiro, who couldn't join us today. But I would also recommend that you look up your local SBDC, which is the Small Business Development Corp. It's a federal state partnership. It's usually worked in conjunction with a county economic development association. Certainly here in Virginia it is. They run mini boot camps called ICAP, which helps businesses at your stage and earlier and more mature to hone in on exactly the sorts of questions that you have in your challenge. So how to hone messaging, how to validate your product market fit, how to drive down there. It's part of the federal National Science Foundation ICORE, ICORE program, and ICAP, ICAP is the sort of mini boot camp that they run for that. It's free for entrepreneurs. They run it in different places. I'll try and do a little Googling on the side to see if I can see what's going on in your neck of the woods for that. But I highly recommend it. It really will focus you right now because you're in the MVP stage. You're trying to go after everything to see what kind of sticks to the wall. But what ICAP does is it really focuses you on the things that are most likely to stick so that you don't spend your energy, time, money, whatever, doing things that really are kind of moonshots as opposed to getting you from here to point A to point B. So I'll put that in, and if I can find something for your area, I'll get you a little more detail on that.
Thank you.
Do we have any more questions?
I just had a thought, which I put in chat. Millennials and Gen Z really value giving back. They also value experiences. So you might consider partnering with companies that do travel experiences or just really cool getaways as partners too, as you were talking about coupons or discounts, like for people who achieve their savings goals. That could be a really cool partnership to do as well.
Like it. Well, it might be time for the last question of the day. Danelle, are you doing that today or is Jen doing that?
I can do it today. But before I give my question, I just want to give a little feedback. First of all, James, I love this. I always really like a new way of saving and innovating. What I would recommend, which is hard to do, when you want to grow fast, I would start locally, especially at your colleges and universities, in their marketing programs, and get them to be a part of it. And then I would also, get involved in their financial programs, because that's your target market. Guys like me that are, going on 50. It's hard to get us to change, but it's a lot more. They're making younger people every day, and your crowd, you don't have to convince them, of anything new. But if you get them to develop a marketing and advertising program for themselves, they will do it, and it will be it'd be a lot better than what you can think of, because they know their market. And both of those classes will help you tremendously. And you do it right there locally. That way you can, there's something to be said. I mean, Zoom is nice, but when you're standing in front of people and they get to know, like, and trust you a lot faster. I would start locally. And then once you learn everything that you need to take your business to the next step, globally, you'll have everything that you need. And now I'm going to ask my last question. So the last question is, what can we do? What can our 1 Million Cups community do for you?
Well, so far you've done amazing stuff. So you've kind of pointed me at some great things that I should be doing. But if you're able to just pass along information about us and get those folks that maybe want to learn more about it, so that way we can kind of turn this iron into steel, that way that will really benefit us. Absolutely.
For those of you that are here, do me a favor. There's a scan me button on the screen. Take your phone, put it up against it, scan it, and help James out. This is a great idea, and let's help him as much as possible. Thank you, James, for coming out. I know it was a long drive from Colorado to here, but we're happy to have you.
Thank you for having me. What a great group. Appreciate it all.
No problem.
Hey, James, just a quick clarification for the QR code when they sign up. Do they need to use Fairfax as the
They
code when they
can.
go to sign up, or does it matter?
It doesn't matter. So what that's going to do, because of last night's little shenanigans, I actually sent them to get into an email queue. So after they all sign up, I will send an instruction on how to do it. That way we won't have the fun that we had last night.
Perfect.
It's actually going to, to sign up for your mailing list or email or whatever.
Yeah, last night, what I was actually referring to is it took you directly to the app, but then I was like, oh, we have a referral code. And then, oh, if you opened it on your phone, we actually have the 2-factor, which you actually have to have your phone in your hand to take another picture of a QR code. And we're like, yeah, going back, rewind the tape.
Well, thanks for adjusting it for us.
Great presentation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Danelle,
All
you're
right.
back.
All right. So what can our 1 Million Cups community do for you? I guess I already asked this question, but thanks again for being here. I would ask that those that are in the audience right now, we help you. We definitely help you present. If you want to be a presenter, it's really easy. In fact, reach out to myself, Melinda, Jen, and any of our other Rosemary, any of our other organizers. All right, next week we got Podfest Origins. This is going to be pretty cool. Looking forward to helping this person out. Okay, here's our schedule for the next upcoming months. November is coming up. So we have some openings in December. It looks like we're filled up for November and the first 2 weeks of December. Please put in your applications now. It takes us about a couple weeks to approve those. And then we also want to make sure that we help you give the best presentation possible. I know there was some information that I was supposed to put out. Jen, can you help me with that?
Sure
we have.
thing. Yep.
Go ahead.
Well, we have a new registration link for Zoom. We've maxed out at our 300 participants with the current link. So next week, it'll be the same link we always use, but the first week in November, we will have a new registration link. Rosemary just put it into chat. So you can register now if you want. Just keep in mind that Zoom meeting link will be live. We'll use that starting the first week of November on the 3rd. So you can click it next week, but nobody will be there yet. So rejoin us on this link for next week. And then the first week of November will be in this new registration. So you will need to register once, but then you'll be fine through all of next year.
All right. Next slide, or is that it?
Yep.
Okay. Do we have somebody here from the Central Fairfax Chamber of Commerce?
Jennifer Rose couldn't make it today. A couple of things to highlight, and I can probably do that. It's still not too late if you want to get involved with the Fairfax County Economic Development Authority and their big event that they've got going on. It was yesterday, today, and tomorrow. And it goes from 1 o'clock to 5:30. And it's the ICC program. And it looks really, really exciting. Other things going on, there's an anniversary celebration for Love to Play, young professionals. That's, I believe, also this afternoon, this evening. And the easiest thing is to go to the Central Fairfax website, which is cfcc.org/events, and you can get all the events. Next slide, please, for Danelle.
No, thank you all for coming out. It's amazing to have so many people show up for the last, we're going on 4 years now of this 1 Million Cups. And I learn something new every time we have somebody on. But it's an outstanding and amazing community. I want to thank, if this is your first time here, do me a favor, put the raise hand button up. I want to say your name. I don't want to mess it up. Havala? Havala, can you introduce yourself real quick?
Sure. I am Havala Van Grol, and my company is Have Strategy Coaching. I'm a certified nutrition and health coach, and my program is called Healthy Life Simplified. I help you go from overwhelm and complicated healthy to simple, repeatable lifestyle for a lifetime. And my goal for my bigger why, or my bigger goal, is we want to create generational change in health. And if we help with getting the household leader healthy, we change the next 2 to 4 generations of health. We can beat lifestyle diseases starting at home.
That is a true statement. I love what you do. That's amazing. It's all about the food that you put in your mouth. Most people think that it's genetic, but it's just genetically how you eat.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing. And really, honestly, there's lots of health coaches out there who touch on nutrition, but they focus on a lot of other things. We have to eat many times a day, every single day for our entire lives. So it matters every single time what we put in our mouths. Absolutely. But it's not boring. It's not gross. It's not boiled chicken and broccoli. It's flavor. It's herbs, it's spices, it's interesting things, it's fats, it's salt, it's all of those, right? Like, healthy eating is not bland. So
amen.
Yeah.
I was waiting for
I can
John
get
to
on my
pipe up
soapbox
there.
for healthy eating.
Okay, Tammy, you're also new today. You have to speak up, please. I know you're on mute.
Yeah, I hold on a second, trying to figure this thing out. So I'm Tammy Rodriguez. Excuse me,